Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Yo. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, production has started on Hurt Season hats. The pre-orders stop on Thursday, so you got about 48 hours, a little less, a little more, whatever. You got 48 hours to make sure you tap in and pre-order your Hurt Seasons hat. We're in contact with Jalen Hurts' camp right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a response back on if I can get one of the hats to him. That would be huge. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you guys have, catapulted the movement, man. I want to say special shout out to y'all, man. Y'all catapulted the movement, man, and we about to, we about to step, man. So that's how we stepping, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. All the love and support, man. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for viewing. Yeah, so real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes, yo, I didn't upload a video yesterday because I had a very important meeting with a network. You know what I'm saying? And we went through hours. Because I don't delete videos. We went through hours and hours of my content. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure, that they had the right person in mind for what they wanted to do on their, on their segment. So long story short, you know what I'm saying? I'm not to divulge too much information this early, but long story short, we're at a crossroads with it. So basically, I'm trying to let them know that whatever I do on their show, on their segment, has to be brought back to the streets, has to be brought back to you all. Because when networks post little clips and stuff like that, they put it on their network YouTube page. Therefore, you won't be able to put it on your own YouTube page because it'll be a copyright and an infringement type of thing. No, I need access to the content that I'm a part of so I can put it on my YouTube page as well. Because a lot of my viewers, a lot of people who watch Lil Brunson don't really watch ESPN and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't even watch stuff like that. Fox Sports, I don't. So I needed to be brought back to interactive TV. I needed to be brought back to the streets because I believe interactive TV is the future. And that's my only stipulation for being on something like that. I need to be able to keep my content. I need to do what I do here. You know what I'm saying? And on the flip side, I would want to, have that content also here. So, you're saying they got to get back to me, man. I'm not with, I'm not with stopping my movement, to help increase their movement. So, you know what I mean? I really appreciate the offer. It was generous ain't the word. It was a decent offer, but we're going to hear what they say about me wanting to share the content with you all first. You know what I'm saying? So the Philadelphia Eagles, you know what I'm saying? They sent the running back coaches to visit North Carolina running back Javonte Williams. I like that. I like the idea of that. That just makes perfect sense that we will be looking at a young running back, you know what I'm saying, in this scenario, because the thing about it is it's scary, but I like it at the same time. It's scary because I know the NFL really don't value running backs. I I haven't seen the Philadelphia Eagles give a running back an extension. I don't even know when. In my life, I don't think I've ever seen that. You know what I'm saying? What was it, Deuce? You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen that happen since something like that. Brian Westbrook maybe, but at the same time, Miles Sanders does need that battering ram style running back as his 1-2 counterpunch. He still needs that battering style running back. And I think that it fits Nick Sirianni's system and what he likes to do on the offensive side of the ball. Now, bringing in another younger running back who's on an earlier rookie deal, because Miles Sanders is going to be looking to get paid soon. So bringing in another running back who's on an early rookie deal, it kind of worries me the way that Howie Roseman does business with running backs. But it would just be a crime that if Miles Sanders wasn't extended. Miles Sanders should possibly have back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons his first 2 years. He really, really should. Last year is no excuse for Miles Sanders not to have a 1,000-yard season, being third in yards per carry. You know what I'm saying? We decided to take the ball out of his hands. And I think that was a mistake. I think if you fed Miles Sanders more, I think you probably would have won that division. Had you leaned on Miles Sanders a little more and a little more on the running game and a little more on play action and stuff like that, instead of having a struggling quarterback throw the ball 40 times a game with wide receivers, you know what I'm saying, who didn't realize the basics yet. Like coming back to the ball, it's like their fundamentals and basics went out of the window. So I hope Aaron Moorhead got that tightened up for them guys. But it would be a crying mistake for Miles Sanders to never have a 1,000-yard season in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform. Because now you're talking about bringing in help for Miles Sanders. And how is he going to get a 1,000-yard season now if we definitely going to have a split backfield? You know what I'm saying? He should have been already, you know what I mean, had that 1,000-yard season under his belt. But that's neither here nor there, man. But we're going to see. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, in other reports, I'm hearing that the Philadelphia Eagles prefer to have Jalen Reagor operating out of the slot this year. Now, that makes sense because he seems more of a slot receiver to me anyway, but he definitely could run. We're not going to act like he's not fast. You know what I'm saying? I think he just needs to play hard. And being in the slot requires you to play hard. You can't be cute in the slot. You gotta have your first step down pat. You gotta have your head moments down pat. You gotta have your body language down pat. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna run into a lot of mismatches in the slot. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we line him up tight. You know what I mean? And then motion him out to the slot. He's gonna get lined up with a cornerback. With a safety or a linebacker most likely. You know what I'm saying? He gotta want it though, man. He gotta want it. And I'm not here to question the man's effort. I believe in him. I seen a list. I seen a list by what was it, Next Gen Stats or something like that said he was a top 10 wide receiver in the game as a rookie, but he missed a lot of those games. So it's like I'm ready to see more effort from our guy. And if we got to get that effort out of the slot, then it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Being as though he's being moved to the slot lets me know that we are looking to add another playmaker. We're looking to add another playmaker because I specifically thought the slot was going to be for guys like, it's off the tip of my tongue, man. He didn't get a lot of playing time, but I thought the slot was going to be for other guys. Now he's going to the slot. You don't have Deshaun Jackson or Alshon Jeffrey anymore. Who's going to play on the outside? I look forward to see more playing time from Travis Fulgham, and I look forward to us adding another wide receiver in this draft. I do. You could take Elijah Moore out of the equation of us looking at him if you're going to move Reagor to the slot. You know what I'm saying? I expect us to add another playmaker in this draft. I do. And all the signals point to that. And then on another note, when you look at these quarterbacks pro days, I saw a lot of great pro days, man. I'm not even going to cap. It's some decent quarterbacks in this draft. I don't think none of them better than Jalen Hurts, though. I don't believe it at all. But at the same time, I believe that they performed well enough to all be gone but by the time it gets to the 12th pick, thus making Jalen Hurts in his season and his chance to be able to become the starter a real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just not a figment of the Jalen Hurts fan imagination. By 12, they'll all be gone. And listen, I also heard reports that the reason why the Philadelphia Eagles wanted to move up was not for a quarterback. The Philadelphia Eagles wanted to move up for Jamar Chase. So this brings me back to that video when I told you guys don't believe everything you hear about there being no consensus. Everybody sat and ran with that story. Everybody sat and ran with that story. They're not going to come back and correct themselves because now they got egg on their face for believing the first thing that they heard. They all sat and ran for that story. They all sat and listened to that story. ESPN, Nick Wright, all those guys sat and ran with that story. But at the same time, they're not going to come back and talk about the other story that came out less than 24 hours later. You know what I'm saying? Saying that the Philadelphia Eagles did decide to move up, but it was for Jamar Chase. Once they found out Jamar Chase was out of the picture, then they went back. Had nothing to do with the quarterbacks because I ultimately believe that it's Hurts season and we believe in Hurts. Let me know what you think in the comments.